Good morning, or good afternoon actually. I was really hoping to get up a lot earlier today, but my body had other plans and I woke up wide awake at 3 o'clock this morning and just could not go back to sleep. So I was finally able to get back to sleep about 6:30, which means that I slept in a little bit longer today, but hey, that's okay. That's what happens. Sometimes I feel like my body is testing me and is like, now that you have this freedom, let's see what we can do, and has literally been waking me up in the middle of the night. And yeah, it's been interesting, but hey, life happens. This morning I was journaling on 2020, and actually it was an extension of some journaling that I had been doing yesterday, but there were so many journal prompts that I wanted to answer that my hand was cramping up with writing. So this morning I decided to finish off the rest of that. And it was really eye-opening to me just going through the year, flipping through my journal and just seeing like some of the things that I had gone through and some of the things that I did. And 2020, like as crappy as it was because of the pandemic, was really such a transforming year for me, and I grew a lot. It was really incredible for me. And so yeah, as hard as it was just exactly what I needed. It was the kick in the butt that I needed to move on with my life. For those of you who don't know me, I had been working in a job since I was 14 in the same building at a clinic. And I love my job there. I did really well. I had lots of experience because I had been there for so many years, and I had lots of flexibility with my job and everything was going great. And then all of a sudden everything just changed and my job basically got ripped out of my hands for me and given to a bunch of different people there. They had put me in a new position, which was a very undesirable position to me, and it really sucked and it was really hard, and I did the best that I could. I was as positive as I could be. I tried to keep my mindset in the right place and do the best I could in the job that they had given me. But I did it for a year and I was just done. And then COVID came around, and working at a clinic during COVID was terrifying. It was really hard. It tore me apart. And I know I'm not the only one that went through a very similar experience, especially with people that work in the healthcare system. I know that I'm not the only one that went through what I went through and how hard that was and how big of a transition that was for all of us. It felt like every day I was going into a new job because you just didn't know what the protocols were going to be that day and what was required and just all that stuff. It was a lot. Eventually it came to the point where I had physical symptoms of COVID going into work, and it was really scary. Because when COVID first came around, it was shortness of breath, tight chest, dry cough, and fever or aches and tiredness or fatigue. I had fatigue, of course. I also had chest tightness, which then created a dry cough, and it was scary. One day I was working in my position and I just broke down. I lost it. I went into a full-blown panic attack and couldn't bring myself out of it. Normally I can, but in this case I just could not. Luckily, working in the clinic, my doctor is also in the same building, so I went to go see him quickly, and he's like, I think you need a break. So if you will get swabbed for COVID, then you can have the rest of the week off. Because basically I'd have to be in quarantine. So I went home, I got COVID testing done the next day, and then I was on quarantine for a few days. And my test came back negative, everything was fine. But then I had decided to take the following week off, and I just knew that I just needed the time off. That week was the most amazing week I think I had this year. It felt like a cloud had just like lifted off of my head, And I could see so clearly that I did not need this job anymore. I had been trying to get out of this job for over a year, trying to apply for other jobs or working on courses to start my own business, but then I just never could like take that leap of faith to start my own business. And that week is exactly what I needed. I needed that panic attack. I needed to be tested for COVID. I needed that week off to see that I did not need this job. I just need to jump and see if I can fly. And so that started my journey of where I am today. The following week when I went back to work, I quit my job. I sent in my resignation. I had my last 2 weeks there and I was done. And it felt so amazing to quit my job and to finally leave a place that had served me well, but was no longer serving me in a positive way. It had become a really toxic place for me. I'm not saying that it's a bad place where I worked, but for me personally, it just had broken me down to nothing. It was time for me to build myself back up. This year, I have been working on building my business and learning how to be an entrepreneur and all this fun stuff. And it is overwhelming, but man, it has been so rewarding. I've probably changed my mind about my business a million times this year, but I think that's what happens when you're starting out. You just don't really know what direction to go. You have kind of an inkling of an idea, and then from there it just kind of builds through experience. Where I stand today on December 30th of 2020, I am a full-time artist. On top of being an artist full-time, I also do astrology readings and tarot card readings. This is something that brings me like immense joy. I love reading tarot cards for other people and seeing that answer be given to them and that clarity for them. And the astrology readings actually are so amazing. They really just show you who you are as a person and why you do what you do. And my goal as an astrologer is for you to find compassion for who you are as a person, because we all do certain things and sometimes we just are really hard on ourselves. And when I can show you who you are and why you do the things that you do and what your life path is and just the different influences in the stars of your birth chart, it just makes more sense. It helps you see that you're fine and perfect exactly the way that you are. Anyways, the journaling was really good. It just really like opened my eyes to this year and just made me see everything that I've accomplished and what I've done, what I've been through, and I loved that, and I think that I'm gonna have to do this every single year. It's not something that I normally do. So I would highly recommend, you know, if you haven't done that, just reviewing how the year went for you. Before the new year begins, I really wanted to reset my space as much as possible. There's just something about a clean house to me that just makes me feel really good and light and uplifted. I'm going to be going through and doing a bunch of things to just get the house back in order. I would say it's like pretty clean, but there's just some things that are around the house that just need to be done. And especially like with Christmas just passing, there's a lot of like recycling that needs to be taken away and gifts need to be put away, and I would also like to put the Christmas decorations away. So I made a list yesterday of everything that I would like to get done. I don't know if I'll be able to get it all done today, but I'm definitely going to try. Anyways, I hope that this gives you motivation to maybe do a little reset in your space, and it doesn't have to be before January 1st. It can be whenever you feel like it. I just happened to have given myself the week off so that I could do this, and then next week I can just jump right back into work and getting things done for my business. I'm gonna get started on that, and yeah, let's go. the dishes are done, the microwave is cleaned, the windowsill is cleaned, counters are cleaned. So now it's time to reset the pantry. I am so embarrassed to show you this. I'm a very organized person, but sometimes life just gets the best of you. And so, yeah, I'm just gonna quickly go through everything, throw away anything that's old or stale, and put it all back in. Let's go. This was everything that was in my baking cupboard. It always amazes me how much you can fit into a cupboard. All right, here is the finished product. I didn't really do too much rearranging, just needed to get rid of anything that was old. I had lots of old stuff in there, unfortunately, but it looks so much better and way cleaner. So happy. Taking a quick break from cleaning because a package came in that I've been waiting for like all month. My iPad is here. Oh, that is so pretty. That's way better than I thought actually it was gonna look like. Oh my gosh. It's in my possession. It's mine. How do I turn it on? Good morning. It is the next day. I had to stop cleaning yesterday. I got to a point where I was so tired that when my iPad came, I was excited for a few moments, but then I just couldn't even be excited anymore because I was so tired. So I had to go and take a nap and then just chill for the rest of the day. On the agenda today is cleaning my office / art room / makeup room / everything room. I also have to clean the living room, and I'm going to be putting my Christmas decorations away, and I'm going to be planting some clippings from some plants into their new homes. So yeah, that's the plan. See how far I can get. Hopefully I can get that all done. Doesn't seem too daunting, but you know, I can get easily distracted by over organizing. But anyways, let's get started. next thing is this windowsill needs to be cleaned. A plant is going in there. I'm waiting to see what this is going to do. And I have all of these string of pearl clippings that I'm going to be planting in this guy and this guy right here. Let's get to it. Things are happening right now. This right here is a clipping off of my big Monstera Monica that I did last year and propagated. This was my first experience propagating, but look what I found yesterday. It's starting to grow a new leaf. This is so exciting because I wasn't sure if it would continue to grow, and it is. So proud of her. She's doing so good. Oh, okay. I am sweating right now. I've worked really hard. The cleaning is all done, which is so great. It feels really good to have a fresh space going into the new year. That's always something that I like to do when I have the time. And this year it was really nice because I didn't have to worry about work because I had the week off. So nice to just have the time to reset my space, reset my mind, and get ready for 2020. The rest of the afternoon I'm going to spend setting intentions for 2021 and what I would like to do and planning out my January a little bit. I have a lot of things coming up. I am currently in the middle of building my website as well as my Etsy shop and now my YouTube channel. So lots of new things happening and coming your way, and I'm super excited for all of it. I really hope that 2021 is a better year. I know that it's going to be bringing a lot of change, but hopefully change for the better. Hopefully we'll be able to see each other again and hug each other again and not be all holed up into our homes because of quarantine. That's really my biggest wish for the new year, is that we can just be together again. That would just be so great. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it inspiring to reset your space, mind, or whatever it is that you feel like resetting for 2021. I hope you guys had a great New Year's Eve, and I will see you next year. Mwah. Bye.